You won't like Justin Bieber after watching this video. To say that Justin Bieber has had a controversial career would be a bit of an understatement, though he has made a massive amount of fans over the years who love him despite his many setbacks. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button so we know who Justin's real fans are. Justin's beginning. If you don't know who Justin Bieber is, you probably need to have your head checked. He's one of the world's most popular singer-songwriters and has been creating music since he was just 13 years old. Justin released his first EP in 2009, which he called My World. This album proved to be one of Justin's most popular releases to date, with 7 of the songs from this album making it onto the Billboard Hot 100 chart. When his follow-up album, My World 2.0, came out a short while later, Justin's fate was set in stone. This album included his ridiculously popular song Baby, and helped Justin become the youngest male solo artist to have a song hit #1 on the Billboard 200 charts. Before his incredible success, Justin grew up in Stratford, Ontario. His mother was legally underage when she gave birth to Justin, so his grandparents helped raise him. When growing up, Justin says he was raised in a very low-income housing, that he and his mother had virtually no access to money. Even though Justin's father has largely been out of the picture, he says he still speaks with him now and then, and the two seem to be on relatively good terms. What's most impressive about Justin is that he can play several instruments, including the piano, drums, guitar, and trumpet. He also graduated from school with an incredible 4.0 GPA. He performed in a school singing competition when he was 12 years old, but only managed to come in second place. A clip from this performance was uploaded online, and Bieber found a small group of fans on YouTube. Mother continued to upload clips of him singing cover songs to YouTube, which helped Bieber gain even more followers online, eventually being discovered by Scooter Braun, an executive of So So Def Recordings.
I just think it's great. It's like I said before, he makes me look smarter than him every day. I'm extremely proud of him. He's the hardest working guy I've ever met. Usher would kill me for saying that.
It didn't take long for Bieber to be signed with Scooter Braun, quickly heading to Atlanta to record a series of demo tapes. Short while after this, Justin teamed up with Usher, the artist who stepped up to help get Bieber signed. Just a short while later, Bieber was signed to Island Records, one of the largest labels in the music industry. His career only continued to grow from here, and Justin soon became the pop culture icon we know today. He faced numerous controversies and run-ins with the law over the years, but Justin has maintained his place at the top of the charts for many years and shows no signs of coming down.
I really just want to say it should really be about the music. It should be about the craft that I'm making. And
Justin's continued success. Although Justin likely felt as though he were on top of the world after the successful release of his studio album, he would soon learn that celebrities are not immune to the law. Between 2012 and 2013, Justin had been accused of numerous crimes. 2012, he was accused of reckless driving in his neighborhood. Just a short while later, in 2013, he was charged with vandalism in Brazil. Though 2014 is when Bieber's life truly began to change. In January of 2014, he was caught throwing eggs at a neighbor's house and allegedly high-fiving his friends after doing so. By July of 2014, Justin was charged with 1 misdemeanor count of vandalism in regards to this case after police revealed that he had video footage of the incident. Justin pleaded no contest to the charge and accepted a rather hefty punishment. Justin was required to pay the victim $80,900 in restitution, as well as serve 2 years probation. In addition to this, he was required to attend a 12-week course for anger management, as well as spend 5 days in community service programs. This was allegedly a lesser sentence than what the neighbor's attorney had originally requested. Though Bieber's 2014 misfortune did not end there. On January 23, 2014, Bieber was arrested for the first time in his life. Officers in Miami Beach, Florida were tipped off that a vehicle appearing to be driving recklessly and that the driver was likely drunk. Bieber was pulled over alongside singer Khalil. The two had been driving while heavily intoxicated. Bieber was charged with driving while under the influence, driving with a license that was over 6 months expired, and resisting arrest. Justin openly admitted that he was on drugs at the time of the arrest, claiming he had smoked marijuana and taken Xanax. It was at this point that a massive petition swept across the United States, gathering gathering 270,000 signatures. This was a petition to have Bieber forcibly deported from the United States as a result of his crimes. The White House ultimately refused to publicly comment on the petition, though an immigration expert explained that driving under the influence is not grounds for deportation. Justin eventually settled this case with a plea bargain. He accepted responsibility for his actions and requested that he pay a fine of just $500, as well as attend a 12-hour anger management course, as well as a course that helps to explain the impact drunk driving can have on the families of innocent victims. He also willingly offered to make a contribution of $50,000 to a local children's charity to prove that he had truly learned from his actions.
Welcome again to Z100 Jingle Ball. You're like a veteran now. This is like Jingle Ball number 2 for you.
It is, bro. It's like I'm glad to be back.
Cool.
And I'm glad to be rocking the stage with so many great people tonight.
Though this still wasn't the end of his 2014 antics. In June of 2014, Justin was exposed to video for telling racially insensitive jokes and used a forbidden racial slugger on multiple occasions. Just a few weeks later, another video surfaced in which Justin was seen using, once again, racially insensitive language. This time he was mocking his song, One Less Lonely Girl, but replacing the lyric girl with a racial slur. He ended this video by claiming that if he were to ever take the life of an African American, he would be a part of a racial cult. Justin responded to this video by stating, "Facing my mistakes from years ago has been one of the hardest things I've ever dealt with. We hope Justin has moved on from these antics, as these are some very serious allegations he dealt with." Though we're still not finished with Justin's troubling times in 2014. Early that year, news broke that Justin would likely be facing charges regarding an attack on his limo driver. The driver claimed that in December of 2014, Justin struck him in the back of the head. These charges came out just a few short days after Justin was accused of fighting a minivan driver in his hometown in Canada. Bieber was able to have the limousine charges dismissed after the prosecutors were unable to find any usable evidence to convict him of any wrongdoing. The other case regarding the minivan driver wasn't as easy though. The case dragged on for many months before finally being settled in June of 2015. Justin was found guilty of both assault and careless driving. These charges came after prosecutors found confirmation that Bieber's ATV collided with a minivan, though Justin insists that the crash was the fault of unexpected paparazzi. Justin's future. Justin appears to be taking steps to better himself, as is evident of an Instagram post from March of 2019. He mentioned that he planned to take a break from music to fix deep-rooted issues he had been dealing with. Considering his troublesome past, he seems to have finally gotten a clearer image of what he needs to do in life. Later that year, he announced that he'd be releasing a new album in 2020. The album's first single, titled Yummy, was released in January of 2020. This song was met with loads of controversy as many began to wonder if this song and its music video had a hidden meaning.
I was 15 when I really started touring, and with that being said, you're on tour, you're, the depletion of dopamine, and the best way for me to describe it is...
The day the song was released, Justin announced that he had joined the popular app TikTok and plans on uploading videos regularly. This wasn't surprising for most fans because Yummy seems like a deliberate attempt to cash in on the newly found TikTok culture, though many fans agree that the song is genuinely catchy. Though critics seem to disagree and the song mostly received negative reviews, claiming that the production was poor and Justin's delivery was less than impressive. Many people were off-put by the song because of how heavily Justin promoted it. In addition to this, it seemed as though management was pushing for the song to become the next major hit on the TikTok platform, and they certainly weren't hiding this goal. It seemed like Justin's song had ads featured virtually everywhere. It was continually being promoted on TikTok, essentially begging fans to upload their renditions of the song. Though the story of Yummy doesn't end there, it gets much darker and more twisted as we go along. Some fans were relatively easy to please and enjoyed the song and the music video for what it was. However, a few theorists began to wonder if the video had a much darker meaning, potentially one that shed light on potential abuse that Justin suffered as a child. This was mostly due to Justin's Instagram page. He posted several photos of babies, commonly using hashtag yummy in the post. This caused many fans to initially believe that Justin and his wife were about to announce that they were expecting a child, though this wasn't the case. It is no surprise that showing an image of a baby and posting phrases like yummy alongside them will get some theorists eager to attack, though many think that this was a deliberate attempt for Justin to raise awareness of the injustices that have been going on behind the scenes of the entertainment industry for years, specifically raising awareness for government operations, such as the infamous Pizzagate scandal that has since allegedly been proven false. Justin has denied any allegations that yummy has any sort of hidden meaning. The song, instead, is widely believed to be sexual, though this makes all of the baby photos he posted a bit more creepy.